For number 7, we're asked to evaluate the arithmetic series described. Okay, series being, we have plus signs now instead of commas because we are no longer looking at just each individual term, but we're looking at the collective sum or the total of those terms. And when it says evaluate, we got to know what that means. And so I went ahead and Googled the definition for evaluate. It says find a numerical expression or equivalent for an equation, formula, or function. So we're trying to find the equivalent. If you find something's value, you say what is the value of that car, you want a price. You want to know how much it is. Okay, so we want to know for this sequence, what is -3 plus 3 plus 9 plus 15 all the way to the first 20 terms. If we listed out 20 terms here, we want to add them all together. We want to know what is the collective value of that sequence, or of that series. Okay, so it's arithmetic, and we see that we are adding 6 between each term. So that's good, because we have a common difference. But how do we find the sum of a series? We have a formula that says the sum is the number of terms divided by 2. Okay, so in this case we want 20 times the first term plus the last term. Go through and highlight all these n's, and they tell us n is 20. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to replace all those n's with 20s and just rewrite the formula. So that's what we're plugging in. When there's subscripts, so s sub 20 or a sub 20, it's telling us we want the sum of 20 terms. We want to know the 20th term. And then when it's in here, just in the formula, 20 divided by 2, that's a number that's part of our calculations. So we're actually going to do 20 divided by 2. So sum of the first 20 terms, 20 divided by 2 is 10. We know the first term is -3, but what is the 20th term? Here's where it gets exciting, because we have to write a whole nother formula just so we can find out the 20th term. Okay, so to do the sum, we also need a formula that could tell us the 20th term, and that is an explicit formula. Common difference times n plus a sub 0. For the 20th term, that would be the common difference we said is 6 times the number 20. And then what would have come, if this is term 1, what would have come before it? So if we're adding 6 going forwards, we're going to subtract 6, and we get that a sub 0 is the first term minus the difference. So -3 minus 6 gets us -9. Term 20 is 111, and that's what we plug in there, 111. And then we just evaluate that. So -3 plus 111 is 108. And when we multiply by 10, we get 180. It's the sum of the first 20 terms.